you know, I know you're gonna have to go, but just let me know before you go so we can. All right, all right. It is 10:35. 10:35. You're tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown. It is time for Heart Talk. Oh, get it, get it. Maze featuring Frankie Beverly, one of my favorites. Southern Girl. Oh, because I'm definitely that. Oh, I say Frankie must have been thinking about my auntie when he made this song. Oh, I'm telling you, this is my song right here. Anybody that knows me, y'all know I'm doing a little two-step. Little two-step in the station. Love this. Southern Girl. Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. It's a classic, y'all. You better put that in your iPod or just stay tuned to Kinetic Hi-Fi and we'll keep you jamming. All right, all right. It is time for Heart Talk. This is the talk portion of our show. This is where we come to renew our minds and restore our hearts. And we're so thankful for today. So thankful for today. This segment is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. So excited about its release. So excited about everything that God is doing. And I'm excited to be on this journey with you guys. I've spoken to a lot of people in person and in phone conversations, and you've told me how inspired you are about some of the things that I'm doing, and I'm blessed by it because I'm just figuring it out as I go. And but I'm also thankful to help others along the way. I want to let you guys know about a writing workshop that I'm going to be doing in June with Charleston Good and their Good Sharing events on June the 19th at 6:30. There'll be a Good Sharing event with Charleston Good, and this is an event where they just bring in people from all over the Low Country who pretty much just come in and meet each other and just really get to know each other. It's like a potluck. People bring things, but if you don't bring anything, it's okay. And after the Good Sharing event at about 7:30, I'll be presenting a good writing workshop. It's going to be a workshop that's just introducing writers, potential writer. I feel like we're all a writer in our heart in some way, shape, or form. Just exposing people to different ways they can publish and just the whole world of self-publishing. That's all I really know about. And I'll just share what I know. And if you'd like to come, you can come on out. It's free and you can enjoy yourself. And it'll be at 2 Canal Street on June 19th, the Good Writing workshop at the Good Sharing event with Charleston Good. Just wanted to put that out there. And this segment is brought to you, like I said, by the new book, and you can pre-order at theheartconnections.com. The book will be released this week, so you want to pre-order at the very inexpensive price of only $10. This is a book and workbook all combined, so it's definitely going to help you out a lot with a lot of teaching coming from it. Really thankful for that. So let's go ahead and get into our first Heart Talk for the day. It's Testimony Tuesday, and I just feel like my testimony today is my my affirmation of faith. I'm making a reaffirmation of faith, and in a way that I feel like God has called me to do it. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about that because I feel like there are many of us out here following our hearts and our dreams in different ways. And I know that there may be times that you get discouraged. And today for the Diamond in the Rough segment, I'm going to play a particular session that I heard on YouTube that was absolutely awesome. And it really blessed me. And I hope it blessed you. But when I think about our quote of the day from Pastor Joel Osteen, and it says, when you focus on being a blessing, God makes sure that you are always blessed in abundance. And I think that many of us miss out on that because many people are tempted to think that they don't have enough. I don't have enough to give. I'm not smart enough. I'm not big enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not wide enough. Whatever it is, I'm not something enough. And what happens is many of us miss out on the amazing things that God wants to do because we're trying to be a blessing the way we see others doing it, and we're missing out on what God has called us to do. But one thing I realize in it is in order for you to truly be a blessing and live your life on purpose and be connected with your purpose and your best self, you have to be okay with being your authentic self. You're not going to be able to follow other people. You don't have to worry about trying to be a blessing the way I do it. Don't do it the way Adelaide does it. Don't do it the way someone else does it. Do it the way that's real and true for you to be a blessing. But one thing I can tell you is it's going to stretch you. It's going to put you out of your comfort zone many times. But that's just something that lets you know you're doing what you need to do. If you can figure it all out, then it's not good enough. One of the things that I'm learning and realizing is that this idea of faith, a lot of people believe that God will do it and God will work it out, but many of them don't trust God. They don't believe that God is going to do it through them. When you focus on doing the best you can do and being a blessing, it builds your trust. Because life, how people say the universe will manifest to you what God needs you to see, because He's the God of the universe. He created it. He will use it to bring things to you. But you have to understand that what's coming to you is just a representation, just mirroring what's already on the inside. You are blessed with abundance. You are blessed to do amazing things. You have awesome things going on for you in your life right now. But you have to be willing to focus on that, and don't focus on your imperfections. Don't focus on how much you mess up and how much you fall short and how much you can't get it together. I think far too many of us are doing that. You can't tell me what you're really good at, but I bet you can tell me what you suck at, or what you feel like you suck at, or what you feel like you're not good at. I bet you that'll just roll off your tongue just easily. And it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't be like that. We should understand that what we have to give is good enough. But we have to believe that. And we have to present it like that and understand that that's what God wants from us. And when we do that, we realize how much of a blessing we really are. So I want you to think about it. What's been stirring up in your heart? What have you been considering doing? Are you supposed to go and contact that realtor you saw, that Facebook ad when you were online late last night and you were thinking about wanting to buy a house and just really, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I make enough money. And then all of a sudden some commercial came on TV or some ad popped up on your Facebook or Instagram news feed with a real estate agent. And you didn't say this out loud, so you can't blame that on the Facebook and what they say, the YouTube and Facebook are listening to us. And no, you can't blame it on that because all you did was think it. But the truth of the matter is you're seeing how powerful your thoughts are. I feel like this somebody was going through this. Try it. Be a blessing. Be a blessing. One thing I think some of us miss out is you think that being a blessing is you having to go and buy something or give someone something physically. Do you realize that your testimony is a blessing? I've had times where I was just down and out, and somebody would come and tell me about how God brought them through and how this situation worked out. And I'm listening to the story and I'm like, oh God, this is what I needed today. And there's no dollar amount that I could place on the impact that that story had on me. So when you hear me talking about being a blessing, understand that I'm not just talking about physically being a blessing. I'm talking about just being a blessing by your existence. I'm talking about being a blessing by living a life that inspires others to live and not just exist. What does that look like for you? What does that feel like? Where does that put you? That's what I want you thinking about on this Testimony Tuesday. See, sometimes we have our expectations locked in and set in so heavy that we're not open for anything else to come through. If I'm not blessed like this, if my wife doesn't cook like this and clean up like this, then I'm just done. I'm going to find me a better woman. If my husband doesn't do this the way I'm looking for, I'm done. Listen, God is trying to bless us outside of the boundaries. God is trying to bless us outside of the limitations. The only way you can get what's outside is you have to be willing to tear down or come out. That's one of the only ways you're going to get to do it. So how have you been challenged to be a blessing? What story do you need to share? What dream do you need to pursue that will inspire others to do the same? Think about it. And then the other thing you have to think about is what's holding you back from doing it? What's holding you back? We'll talk about that next because I think it's important for us to at least address the things, the mountains, the molehills, whatever, the valleys that are in the way, the distractions. We'll call them that. What's distracting us from walking by faith? What's distracting us from trusting God wholeheartedly? I don't know. We all have different things, but I think a lot of it boils down to one thing. We'll talk about that in the next hour. But you think about it. How can you be a blessing? How are you being tugged to be a blessing? How is it making you feel? Are you uncomfortable? Are you scared? Are you frustrated? I don't know. You think about it. This has been Heart Talk with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station with international inspiration, kinetichifi.com. I'm telling you, I can be a blessing because I put my hope in one that's an anchor, that's a foundation. And I'm encouraging you to do the same. Let's let Crowder and Torrin Hills tell us a little bit about this anchor right here on Kinetic Hi-Fi and Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown.